Told me, he said, Dre, part of taking a punch is mental.
In order for you to knock me out, you better hit me with that ring post because I ain't going nowhere.
Today we're talking about the art of taking a punch. I'm sure you've seen those epic battles in the ring, where fighters are throwing everything they've got at each other. But have you ever wondered how some fighters seem to take a punch like it's nothing? Well, it's not just about physical toughness. It's also about the mental side of the game. Fighters like Hagler were mentally committed to the fight, no matter what. They had a mindset that they were invincible.
In order for you to knock me out, you better hit me with that ring post because I ain't going nowhere.
One of the terms that Marvin used for his training camp was that he was going to go to jail.
I call it jail because you're sacrificing and you're away from no partying, no drinking, no woman.
Once he started this schedule, he wouldn't sit down and talk to the President of the United States come in.
That's what I feel. War. That's what's on my mind. I've been feeding the faith and I've been starving the doubt. So there's no doubt in my mind that I can win this fight.
As much as Hagler trained his body, whilst in training camp he was also hardening his resolve, his mindset until he was unbreakable. This is what Virgil Hunter spoke of two former champion Andre Ward.
Fought a dude named Edison Moran, the Colombian fighter. And I really wasn't trying to fight, bro. Like, he wasn't the first option. It's like, that's one of them ones. Like, it's certain guys you sign to fight, you know it's going to be a long night or a short night if you're not careful. And I remember Verge told me, he said, Dre, part of taking a punch is mental. I'm like, what you mean? And I had got rocked early in my career, so the rumor around me was he ain't got no chin. That was the rumor, right? Now I'm fighting this dude, and I'm talking about dude could crack. Like, that's still to this day the hardest puncher I've ever fought. And he said, part of taking a punch is mental. It's a mindset. And I was like, what you mean? He said, make up your mind right now, and no matter what he hits you with, you ain't going nowhere. And it shows you the power of the mind. And I beat him, but if I look back at that fight, dude hit me a couple times, you could hear smack. A couple times, boom, I would take the shot, and I came right back, and I didn't even think about it. Right? Now, I paid for it after. Because when that adrenaline came down, oh my God. Bro, that's the worst I ever felt after a fight. So that was my moment of graduation, and that let me know the power of my mind. Bro, I walked through some stuff that to this day, I don't know how I walked through it. And he told me after, bro, you took a good shot. So there's a physical component, there's a spiritual component, but it's a mindset, man. If your mind is in line with your work ethic, and it's in line with the physical work you putting in, come on, bro. It's going to be hard to stop you. It's going to be hard to stop you.
Andre Ward brought out the inner dog in him against who he states is the biggest puncher he has ever fought. So how did he do it? Mindset. Mindset seems to be one of the biggest contributing factors to taking a punch that is in a boxer's control. But it's not just about mindset, it's also about fitness. Your body needs to be able to absorb high amounts of stress without shutting down. Think about it like this. Your central nervous system is like a computer. If it gets overloaded with too much stress, it can shut down. But if you train your body to handle that stress, you'll be able to keep moving forward, no matter what. It's no coincidence that boxers with great chins usually are the stoic type. Marvin Hagler, Carl Froch, Arthur Abraham, George Foreman, to list a few. Furthermore, the mindset even relates back into their styles, usually with tight guards and press the fight. Now I'll explain. While style of a boxer is linked to ability to be able to take a punch. We are all human and everybody has a limit. With a tight guard, the amount of punches that will land flush is dramatically decreased, which means the likelihood of you surviving an attack is higher. You are also expecting for contact to be made. When you box with an elusive style, you are not anticipating for contact to be made, which means you cannot brace yourself before impact. You may have that dog in you and may be fit, but if you don't see the punch coming, it can overwhelm your CNS and cause a knockout. This may explain why a young Muhammad Ali was knocked down by Henry Cooper. He had an elusive style and danced around the ring. He didn't expect to be hit, so was caught by surprise. Years later, Ollie fought the hardest puncher in boxing history, Foreman. He had matured as a boxer and as a man. If he never before now, he really did have that dog in him and a mindset that he cannot be stopped.
No one can whoop him. That's when that little Cassius Clay from Louisville, Kentucky came up and stopped Sonny Liston, the man who annihilated Floyd Patterson twice. He was going to kill me. But he hit harder than George. His reach was longer than George. He's a better boxer than George. And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sonny Liston. I'm experienced now, professional. Jaw's been broke, been knocked down a couple times. I'm bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Man, dude.
Ollie went into this fight with a different mindset and different boxing style, the rope-a-dope. Against the hardest puncher in boxing history, he stood his ground with a tight guard. This meant he could brace himself for impact because he could see every punch heading towards him. Ollie won by TKO and showed mindset as the key to not being knocked out. Dmitry Bivol is known for his pendulum step, where he controls the distance, but every time he fights a puncher, he sets his feet more behind a double guard whilst they attack. This is because then he is able to brace himself for the punch. It's important to understand, despite mindset, despite conditioning, we are still human. Amir Khan demonstrated an iron mindset and great conditioning, but was still beaten by TKO. This came down to game plan. Exhibiting you have that dog in you is crucial, but still there is only so much a man can take. The final and most important factor contributing to not being able to take a punch is hydration. As boxing is a weight-controlled sport, hydration plays a huge factor. It's often a boxer claims the reason why they couldn't take a punch is because they were in fact dehydrated. Many studies have been completed which state being dehydrated hugely impairs an athlete's performance.
Only the rehydration up to 146, did that in any way sap you of any power or energy, did you think, in the fight?
I mean, from an honest, perception of it, I didn't feel too good. I mean, I felt a little weak, going into the ring. My legs didn't feel too much under me, but...
So, remember, guys, it's not just about taking a punch. It's about mindset, fitness, and being able to see what's coming. Stay committed, stay focused, and keep moving forward. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. Until next time, keep fighting the good fight.